Every time you hit submit on an online job application, you are stepping into a line you can't see the end of. And that line is longer than most people realize. Here's something wild. Job search platform JobScan reports that the average online job posting gets around 250 applications. That means for every online job you apply to, you are standing in line behind 250 other people. But there's a second list of online jobs almost nobody applies to because they sound complicated, they require certification, or people have simply never heard of them. And today I'm going to walk you through 9 of those jobs. Some require certifications, some require real experience, a few just require you to know they exist. And quick disclaimer, all of the pay information in this video comes from real sources like Glassdoor, Salary.com, and ZipRecruiter. And I'll put the specific source on the screen for every single job. But keep in mind, these are averages and these are not guarantees. They shift with the economy and they shift based on your location and your experience. This video is for educational purposes only. Simply watching this video does not guarantee you a job or any certain income. So please do your own research, make sure you qualify, and confirm current job listings before you apply to anything. Quick favor, and even if one job on this list catches your interest, hit that like button for me. It tells YouTube to put this in front of more people stuck in that 250 application pileup. Job number 1 is medical chart coding, sometimes called retro coding. This is someone who goes back through older patient charts and makes sure every procedure and diagnosis has the correct medical billing code attached to it. And hospitals need this because insurance companies won't pay out on a claim if the coding is wrong. And older charts pile up faster than in-house teams can keep up with. And most people assume you need years of nursing or clinical experience to touch a medical chart. Well, you don't. Employers here are looking for certified coders, not clinicians. And I'll put up some of the current industry pay averages on the screen for you now. Now, the skills you'll need are a real certification, specifically the Certified Professional Coder credential, along with working knowledge of medical terminology and a lot of patience for detail work. And I'll give this one a 7 out of 10 for an opportunity score. Certification takes real time and real study, but once you have it, companies like United Health Group, CVS Health, and Optum are often hiring for these roles. So how do you get started? Well, you need to learn medical terminology. Earn your CPC certification, which many people complete in under a year. Then apply to entry-level coding positions or coding apprenticeships. And if that CPC certification I just mentioned sounds like a lot, there's an online certification program I recommend to my audience that a lot of my viewers have used to work through similar certifications just like this one. And it's not just a training either. They also maintain relationships with companies that are actively looking to hire people in fields similar to this one. I'll put a link below in the description and in the pinned comments so you can learn more. Now, if coding sounds too clinical for you, the next job on the list doesn't require any healthcare background at all. And it's one of the fastest growing categories online right now. Job number 2 is AI training and data annotation. Companies building AI models need real humans to rate answers, compare chatbot responses, label images, and catch mistakes before anything ships. Every major AI company is racing to make its models better. And that improvement depends on human feedback, not just code. And most job seekers have genuinely never heard this job exists because it usually isn't advertised like a normal customer service job. You typically apply and test into a platform, not respond to a traditional job posting. And I'll put some current industry pay averages on the screen for you now. And the skills you'll need are strong grammar, sharp attention to detail, and the ability to pass a written skills assessment, since most companies test your reading comprehension before you can start. And for an opportunity score, I give this one an 8 out of 10. The pay varies by project, but there's steady ongoing demand from companies like Scale AI, Outlier AI, and TELUS Digital. To get started, put together a clean resume and expect to pass a company assessment test and apply to a few different AI training platforms instead of just one, since project availability changes constantly. And speaking of jobs almost nobody thinks to search for, job number 3 lives inside the health insurance industry, and it has nothing to do with answering phones. Job number 3 is specialized medical billing and collections. This isn't cold calling people who owe money. You're reviewing unpaid insurance claims, researching billing issues, and working directly with insurance companies to resolve payment disputes. Healthcare providers lose real revenue every time a claim gets denied or delayed, so they need people who can chase that down and fix the paperwork. The word collections scares people off. They picture a debt collector on the phone. This role is actually closer to research and problem solving, and most of your contact is with insurance companies, not with patients. And I'll throw up some of the current industry pay averages up on the screen now. And the skills you'll need are medical billing knowledge and understanding of HIPAA and comfort working with numbers and insurance terminology. Also, a billing certification helps, but it isn't always required. I'll give this one a 7 out of 10 opportunity score. It's detail-heavy work, but it does open the door to steady pay with companies like Optum, R1, RCM, and HCA Healthcare. To get started, learn the basics of medical billing, take a billing course if you can, and apply for entry-level revenue cycle positions to build experience. Job number 4 moves us into a completely different world. Computer networks, and no, you don't need to know how to code. I'm talking about network support specialists. You're troubleshooting network problems, monitoring servers, resolving support tickets, and keeping a company's systems running behind the scenes. Every company that runs on the internet needs somebody keeping that infrastructure online, and that need isn't going away. A lot of job seekers assume every IT job requires coding or a computer science degree. It doesn't. Many network support roles don't even involve constant phone calls. So if you don't want to be on the phone all day, this might be a good fit. And I'll throw up some of the industry pay averages on the screen now. Now, the skills you'll need for this role are CompTIA Network Plus certification and some help desk experience. And a college degree helps, but it isn't always required. And I'll give this one an 8 out of 10. Companies like Dell, IBM, Cisco, and Accenture are often hiring for this role. Now, to get started, you need to earn your Network Plus certification. Also, gain some help desk experience first, and then apply directly for network support roles. And that online certification program I mentioned earlier, it's called Course Careers, and they certify people in fields like IT, tech sales, cybersecurity, and even the trades. And they don't just teach the material either. They also maintain relationships with companies that are actively hiring their graduates. And of course, results will depend on the effort that you put in, but that employer connection is definitely worth knowing about. And they even offer a free intro course. So if you want to learn more about Course Careers, I'll put a link below in the description and in the pinned comment for you. Job number 5 is one almost nobody has ever heard of, and that's the entire reason it pays well. I'm talking about insurance subrogation specialist. After an insurance company pays out a claim, this is the person who investigates whether a different party should actually be covering the costs. Insurance companies recover real money this way, so they consistently staff this function. And most job seekers have never even heard the word subrogation, so they never think to search for it. That alone keeps the applicant pool small. And I'll put up some of the industry pay averages on the screen for you now. Now, the skills you'll need for this role are the ability to read insurance policies closely, research accident details, and negotiate reimbursements. And prior claims experience does help a lot here. Now, for an opportunity score, I'll give this one a 6 out of 10 to break into, because most companies want some claims background first, but the pay reflects that specialized knowledge. And companies like State Farm and Progressive and Travelers are often hiring for this role. Now, if this sounds like a path you want to go, then you want to get started in an entry-level claims position and use that as your stepping stone into a subrogation position specifically. Job number 6 takes us into the mortgage world, and it's one of those roles that rewards people who are naturally organized. I'm talking about a mortgage loan processor. You You are reviewing loan applications, verifying income documents, checking paperwork for errors, and working with underwriters to keep a loan file compliant. Every mortgage that closes has to pass through a processor first. So as long as people are buying homes, this job exists. Now, the work demands real accuracy and strict attention to compliance rules, and that scares a lot of people away before they even try it. And I'll put up some of the industry pay averages on the screen for you now. And the skills you'll need for this role are strong organization and comfort with paperwork and checklists. And in most cases, a high school diploma is typically enough to get started, though mortgage or banking experience certainly does help. I'll give this one a 7 out of 10 for an opportunity score. Companies like Rocket Mortgage, Chase, and Bank of America are often hiring, and the role has a fairly clear path forward. To get started, I recommend you start in mortgage operations or general banking and use that as your entry point into loan processing specifically. Job number 7 takes us into clinical research. And no, you don't need a lab coat for this one. I'm talking about clinical trial data coordinator. In this role, you are tracking research data, reviewing patient records for accuracy, and helping keep an entire clinical trial compliant and organized. Every clinical trial running in this country needs people managing that data correctly, and pharmaceutical and research companies keep opening new trials. Most people assume clinical research only hires scientists and nurses, but plenty of these coordinator roles are built around organization and data accuracy, not medical experience. And I'll throw up some of the industry pay averages on the screen for you now. Now, the skills you'll need typically include a bachelor's degree along with some healthcare or research administration experience. As for an opportunity score, I give this one a 6 out of 10 to break into because of that degree requirement. But companies like IQVIA and ICON and LabCorp often hire for this position. To get started, I recommend you build experience in healthcare administration or clinical research support first and use that as your entry point. Now, if you've made it this far and you're realizing you actually like the sound of a specialized in-demand field, Course Careers is definitely worth a look. Beyond the training itself, they maintain relationships with companies that are actively hiring for roles like these. If you haven't checked them out yet, I will put a link below in the description and in the pinned comments for you. Now, job number 8 isn't glossy, but it might be one of the most recession-proof jobs on this list. I'm talking about corporate compliance auditor. You're reviewing company processes, auditing records, identifying risks, and recommending fixes before those risks turn into real problems. And companies are legally required to stay compliant with regulations, and that requirement doesn't disappear when the economy slows down. It isn't a flashy job title, so it doesn't show up on anybody's dream job list. That's exactly why the applicant pool stays thin. And I'll put up some of the current industry pay averages on the screen now. As for the skills, you'll need a bachelor's degree along with some background in auditing, finance, or compliance work. And I'll give this one a 7 out of 10. Firms like Deloitte, KPMG, along with plenty of Fortune 500 companies, are often hiring for this role. To get started, I recommend you start in accounting, finance, or internal auditing and build toward compliance specifically from there. Job number 9 is e-discovery project manager. Law firms and legal departments hire technology professionals to organize digital evidence, manage legal documents, and coordinate legal teams through a case. Every lawsuit today generates mountains of digital evidence, emails, files, messages, and somebody has to manage all of it accurately and on deadline. And most people don't realize that law firms hire technology and project management professionals. They assume every legal job requires a law degree, and it doesn't. And I'll put up some of the current industry pay averages on the screen now. As for skills, you'll need a bachelor's degree, some legal or IT experience, and familiarity with e-discovery platforms like Relativity. And I'll give this one a 9 out of 10 for earning potential, since experienced professionals in this field bring in some of the highest pay on the entire list, working for large law firms directly. So how do you get started? Well, I recommend you start in legal support, litigation support, or as an e-discovery analyst, and then move into project management from there. And here's the biggest takeaway from this list. The best online jobs usually aren't the ones everybody's already fighting over. They're the ones that ask for a little extra knowledge, a certification, or specialized experience, and that's exactly what keeps the competition lower. If you want to learn more about getting an online job certification, then definitely check out my playlist up here where I talk about IT certifications, tech sales certifications, and even cyber security certifications. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.